YouTube live, man. Had to switch it up, man. I had to finally come back over here and do it where it all began. Let me try to share this real quick to my Facebook. Of course, when I would be doing this, somebody tailgating me. You know how this shit go, man. It's always the same. It's always the same. But what's going on? We're in the Tap In, episode 27. I'm just doing this from YouTube. Even the video looks much better. There's no jazz music in the background, so the vibe gonna be a little different. But it's okay. I'ma still make it do what it do. Now this is episode number 27. I've never done this live on YouTube. This particular podcast, I've been experimenting with podcasts and various streams of consciousness over the years. For a while, I did the light skin perspective with my boy Keenan Floyd during the COVID time. Then after that, a little bit after COVID, maybe like in 2023, I did the Momentary podcast. And these were just podcasts where I was pretty much just sitting at home and doing it. Then I kind of got away from it for a while. And every now and again, I would do a live here and there, you know what I'm saying, on various topics or whatever. But nothing consistent. And I've had a full-time job within the past year, you know, working for this welding company. I deliver various chemicals and tanks to various businesses. And it's been really, really hard trying to juggle doing stand-up comedy and hitting open mics, coupled with doing this job on a consistent basis. But I still wanted to figure out a way to consistently practice my craft. And I commute at least 45 minutes, hour and a half every day. And I was like, yo, how can I still work on my artistic ability, you know what I'm saying, while working at the same time? And I'm like, if I'm going to be stuck in this car Monday through Friday, 45 minutes a day both ways, 5 days a week, that's basically 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week. 90 times 5 is what? I can't. 9 times 5, 450 minutes a week. Why not do this? And so that's when I came up with the commuters open mic, the Tap In commuters open mic. You said I look like Bang Chan from Stray Kids. I don't know what that is. That must be something that the young folks know about. I don't really know what that's about. But yeah, I figured, I was like, yo, why not do this? And so I was doing it on Facebook Live. In Facebook Live, you can chime in with people. You can not take callers, but y'all can talk pretty much at the same time. And my goal was to have comedians hop in. My goal was to have comedians hop in and throw some jokes, or we'll share jokes or whatever at workshop. But I don't know, it was between technical difficulties, the time of day, it just wasn't really working out with people chiming in, but I was still able to hop in and give my thoughts or what have you, you know what I'm saying, and workshop some jokes. And every now and again, somebody would leave a comment, somebody would drop a comment, or what have you. But from downloading the video on Facebook, uploading it on YouTube, it was just a very, very, very clunky process. And on top of that, I'm not allowed to make money on like my page get blocked and demonetized so much on Facebook ever since the COVID days that it makes more sense to build this audience right here. And eventually I will use Streamlabs, you know what I mean, and bring people in and things of that nature. But for now, I'm gonna just do it like this, man. We're gonna talk, we're gonna rock, and whether comedy comes out, whether stream of consciousness comes out, whatever comes out, the only thing that matters is that I'm practicing my verbal skills, I'm practicing my talk game. You know, you can't call people characters from Stray Kids. I don't know. Oh, so I see what somebody was saying. At least this is the most action I've gotten on a live in a minute. It's because my Facebook, my page is always like under the risk of being banned. And then the way Facebook algorithm work, sometimes your page will get a strike or get a warning from something that you posted 5 or 6 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm getting punished for stuff I done forgot about. I'm feeling like Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? Bill Cosby done got hit with a lawsuit for $19 million for allegedly taking the buns from a lady in 1972. My mother was 10 years old when this allegedly happened. You know, he got to pay $19 million, and he's like, I don't even remember if I had sex with the woman. I wanted to have sex with the woman, but I don't remember if I... You know why you don't remember Bill Cosby? Because y'all both was on Quaaludes. How you going? Yeah, but and it's taboo nowadays. I get it, but like in the late 90s, early 2000s, the man would get drunk and the woman would get drunk, and they would be drunk together, and they would have sex with each other, and both of them would forget the situation. This has happened countless amount of times, but you know, I'm not making light of it. If she did go through what she went through, you know, my heart goes out to the old woman. But I'm just trying to figure out how the hell was they able to prove it? They're definitely going to appeal. At one point, Bill Cosby's net worth was like over 400 million, 500 million. Now Bill Cosby's net worth is like 148 million. And Bill Cosby is 88 years old. He's still fighting everything, man. One thing I'll give it up to Bill. The brother is a fighter. He is not going to take this lying down. Pun intended. I said this yesterday on my pod. You can go through my YouTube page if you want to see like the backlog episodes. They're all public. It's about 20. It's literally 26 of them. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this. This is my 4th week doing this, matter of fact. Yeah. No, 5th. 5, 10, 15, 20. This is my 5th week doing this. Every day around 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, I hop on this and I do this for about 30 minutes. And the goal is to try to stay consistent, man. It's all about, they say the one thing with YouTube, you gotta stay consistent. If you say you're gonna have a specific time that you do something, you do it, you stick to it, and you stay consistent. I'm gonna stay consistent, man. And I love the AI, because you see the thumbnails is popping. That's why people is hopping in. I see folks starting to leave a little bit, and I get it. They see the thumbnail, they see the random light-skinned, middle-aged black guy that just turned 47 on here just talking his stuff. And you notice I try to keep it relatively clean, you know. And I'm just happy that people just hopping in, man. Hey, y'all never heard me. Y'all never heard none of my jokes. I got shows coming up in West Hartford, Connecticut, this weekend at the Elbow Room, 986 Farmington Avenue, 06107. The link to the show is comedyrentdo.eventbrite.com. That is comedyrentdo.eventbrite.com. Is there a way? Can I add comments in here while I'm in here? Let me see. This is a sticker. Nah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I'm trying to see if I can type at the same time. And this is highlight, retouch, create highlight. Nah, we ain't gonna do all that. I'm not seeing, you know, I'm having a very, very old man moment right now. But I'm not seeing exactly how I can type while I drive out. I'll figure that out in the future. But comedyrentdo.eventbrite.com if you are in the Hartford area, the Connecticut area, Saturday night, you want to see JT Moore, you know, one of the hardest working and funniest comedians in Connecticut doing his thing. He's been on Quake House podcast. He's a regular at the Funny Bone, Hartford, which is actually Manchester, Connecticut. He's a regular there. He's been all over the country, LA, Chicago, Philly. You know, JT Moore does his thing. My feature is Stacy Kendrow. She is a veteran in the comedy game, and she is from Boston, Massachusetts. And she's opened up. I think, she's just, you got to look her up. I can't think of all her credits off the top of my head. I think she opened for Joan Rivers. But Stacy Kendrow, she's going to be the feature on that show. And you got me. I'm hosting it. You know what I'm saying? Mo Green, I've been doing comedy 12 years. I've won over 44 local comedy contests in the New England area. Man, I performed in LA. I performed in Montana, all over New England. I've been in Memphis many, many times. You know what I'm saying? All over New York City, Rhode Island, New Jersey. Man, I've been doing my thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I got about 4 TV credits. I've been on Amazon Prime. I've been on Brick TV, Laughaholics. I've been on Staten Island Public Access, which may not seem like much, but it has over 5 million viewers. So, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing my thing all over the country or whatever, man. I just want people to get it, you know, see what I'm about. See, this YouTube thing, this YouTube family got me a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to be funny right now, because it's like I don't know nobody that's hopping in and looking, but I'm going to just tell my jokes. I'm going to get right into it because I got shows coming up. So I'm going to just do my shows the way I do my shows, man. You know, man. Listen, man. I love doing shows in different places, but even though I'm a bigger guy, I don't like confrontation, and I'm always concerned about the thugs that's going to be there. And I did a show in Brattleboro, Vermont. I heard there was a lot of thugs in Brattleboro. But the thugs in Vermont is different. The thugs in Vermont are strange. They're the type of thugs that are like, steal your identity, but then improve my credit. And there's nothing wrong with good credit, but you can't go from 800 credit, 500 credit to 800 in one day. It's going to raise some red flags, and my black behind going to get thrown in prison. Prison is not a good look for me. Because in the streets, I look like Overton. But in prison, I look like Amber Rose, Kanye West's ex-girlfriend. She got a bald head, big booty, light skin, just like me. In prison, we're practically identical twins. And you don't want to be Amber Rose's twin in prison. You will become the main course. That's like being beef patties around Jamaicans. That's like being spaghetti around Italians. That's like being cats around Asians. Now, I know some of y'all is judging me. I know some of y'all moaning and groaning. But we know for a fact the meat texture on the Chinese food is different. You thought that was General Tso's chicken? That's General Tso's kitten, man. And when you eat it too fast, you probably go meow. And I know that sounds kind of racist, but when I wrote that joke, there were no Asians in the room, and it is okay to talk junk about folks if they're not in the room. I learned that from white people. And I know I'm being so terrible eating this cookie while delivering jokes at the same time, but I have not touched any type of food in like 4 hours, and I'm starting to get the shakes. I'm trying to do things that disrupt my body because I suffer from IBS, and from what I was hearing, it is good to kind of intermittent fast, but not too much. But like when you eat, don't eat for like 4 or 5 hours and then eat a little bit again. So this is my little bit of eat process while doing this at the same time. So bear with me while I eat this cookie a little bit and still do my jokes simultaneously, because I'm that good and I know exactly where I left off on my jokes, man. I feel like racism is therapeutic. I feel like racism is necessary. I feel like racism is as much of a pastime, an American pastime, as apple pie and baseball. I'm not talking about disenfranchising anybody. I'm not talking about harming anyone. But if there's any white folks that's watching me right now, and if somebody's a jerk to you at work, or somebody cut you off in traffic, and they're not of your ilk, you're going to want to say a few choice words. And if you don't let it up, if you don't let it out, it's like poop. It builds up in your body. It builds up in your body. It builds up in your body. You got to let it out. You take a doo-doo at home, you say the N-word at home. Now that I gave white folks permission to say the N-word at home, if a black person pisses them off, y'all know you're going to take it overboard. Y'all going to say it so much, it's going to sound like the music at the beginning of Pulp Fiction. It's going to be like, And I will rain down with fire, anger, and fury, and you will know my name is the Lord when I bring my vengeance upon thee. But just keep that energy at the crib. I cannot predict what's going to happen to you if you take a crap outside. Like if you take a crap outside, you go and you get caught, you're going to get arrested. If you say the N word outside to the wrong people, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm doing better in life, man. I lost about 25 pounds, despite this cookie I'm consuming. You know what I'm saying? Got myself a good, nice little woman, you feel me? Got myself some life insurance. Get life insurance, y'all. Life insurance is a necessary thing because one, we don't live forever. You want to take care of your loved ones when you pass on. And for two, if you haven't really lived like that great of a life, if your life has been pretty much average and uneventful, if you have life insurance, that's the last thing that the people gonna remember about you, man. They gonna forget the fact that you always get caught drinking the juice out the carton because you breaking them off with a policy, you know. They gonna forget the fact that you never return the lawn tools when you borrow because you breaking them off with a policy. And me, happy I got my life insurance. Because before I got my policy, the only thing I was going to leave my family was my PlayStation. Now I don't got that many games. I got a real limited library. I got the game that come with the system. And it's the PS4. It's not even the PS5. The minimum I could do is step my game up and get a new gaming system, man. That's why I'm glad I got that new policy. You can't stay stagnant, man. You gotta step it up in life. You can't stay still. That's why for the first time in 10 years, I got myself some new bed covers. I got myself some new sheets. Men don't care about having new sheets unless they have a woman. If it was not for my lady, I would ride them sheets until the wheels fall. I would ride them sheets until the wheels fall off. I don't do it for me. I do it for the buns. But we at war right now. The gas prices is astronomically high. The egg prices is high. Trump lied to us. Where the Doge money at, man? Where the $5,000? I love omelets, though. And I like breakfast more than I like betting. So you know what I had to do? Had to get my seats from Dollar General, yo. And if you know anything about those Dollar General sheets, they got a low thread count. They're very, very coarse. It's like you laying inside a bowl of shredded wheat. You need a pedicure just to get in your bed comfortably. Because if you hop on that shredded wheat bed with them corn chips feet, it's a lot of friction, man. You're liable to cause a fire. That's how I think all the blazes got started in Los Angeles earlier last year. Some dude hopped in his shredded wheat bed with his corn chips feet. Half of Hollywood is gone. Half of Hollywood is in a blaze, man. Stepping my game up, yo. I've been with my lady for the past 18 months. This is the most faithful I've been in 6 months. I'm kidding, man. She's 4 for 11. If I cheat on her, she's gonna kick me in my shins. My lady's Puerto Rican. She's petite. and she's a professional lawyer. You know what that means? That's actually my life insurance policy, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my life insurance policy. This lady crosses the T's, dots the I's, put me in the will, kick the sons out. If you hold it down with the lady, she will kick the children out of the will and put you in, man. I love my lady, man. Lady always taking care of me, cooking for me. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I can't just go out indiscriminately and just eat all willy-nilly. It's almost like eating is cheating. I can have myself some snacks right now, and once I get to the crib, my lady gonna be like, let me smell your breath. Is that Chick-fil-A on your collar? I'm like, no. That's booty. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I would never cheat on her, man. But he hates that joke. She's a licensed carrier. If that joke becomes reality, my reality will be carried in a coffin. Some of y'all viewers gonna be at my funeral. How do I? Nah, you know what? I've been like a man whore most of my life. So to finally settle down with a little woman, you know, it's a culture shock. It's a change, man. Things is different. And I always ask people, you know, once you've been with the same person for a while, what are some of the things that you can do to stay faithful? And there's a variety of things you can do to maintain the fidelity of a relationship. A lot of people have work wives and work husbands, and it's like a lot of flirtation and sexual energy. You got to transmute that energy. You know what I'm saying, fellas? If you see your work wife, you flirting with her, she got the big booty cheeks, you want to grab the booty cheeks. No, bottle in that energy. First of all, you don't want to get fired. Second of all, bottle in that energy and transfer her home and grab your wife booty cheeks, man. Well, ladies, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, you got your work husband, he being all freaky and stuff like that. You might want to send him your cleavage or something like that. You know, no, man. You don't want to do that. First of all, you're going to get a stalker. Take a picture of your cleavage, send it to your husband. You got to be more creative, man. That's how you maintain the faithfulness in relationships. This brain right here, it's a supercomputer. You can legit manifest anything that you want inside your mind, man. You got to be creative, man. And that's what I try to do to maintain the freshness of the relationship. Like the other day, I was making love to my lady. But I was thinking about somebody else. I would think that's faithful. But a lot of people don't think it is. Why? Because even though my body's in the right place, my heart is in the wrong place, man. So let me entertain another scenario. Like, what if by happenstance I should happen to get caught into the clutches of temptation, and I find myself making love to another woman, but I'm thinking about my lady, though. By logic, that should be faithful, right? Because even though my body's in the wrong place, my heart's in the right place. Yeah, this joke never flies over. And I said, licensed carrier. I don't want to play them games with a short Puerto Rican that's a lawyer. She can do away with the body and get away with it. She got connection with law enforcement. Now, whenever you're dealing with somebody, after a certain amount of time, you start to learn their idiosyncrasies, like the small things that are a little off-putting and that may bother you, you know? Because like my lady, she ain't good at cooking, man. She good at Costco, you understand what I'm saying? She is revolutionary with the rotisserie, you know what I mean? She is miraculous with the microwave. She is the admiral of the air fryer. She will turn Pop-Tarts into a Michelin level star breakfast. But still, man, you know what I mean? Like, you start to learn their idiosyncrasies and things that bother you. Things about them that bother you, man. And it's like my mother, my lady, she cooked for me, she take care of me, she do all that. But we was on the verge of breaking up, yo. Because even I know for a fact that she's down with me. She's not good in the domestic area, man. My lady don't use no fabric softener in the laundry, yo. All my clothes be coming out crunchy and stiff. When I put on my work clothes, I feel like the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. I'm like, baby, why you don't use fabric softener? She said, I don't like my clothes smelling flowery fresh. I said, well, I don't like my clothes smelling mechanical musty, man. I work at a blue collar job. And it's gonna make black folks mad if they watching this, man. She only used one dryer sheet for 2 loads of clothes. One dryer sheet for 2 loads of clothes. Black people use 7 dryer sheets for 1 pair of drawers. 7 dryer sheets for 1 pair of drawers. And she mixed the colors with the whites. I said, this is not the dream that Martin Luther had in mind. When it comes to mixing colors and whites, I'm like the Grand Wizard of Klux Klan. Very, very racist. All my t-shirts was pink. So when you look into my underwear drawer, I look like the biggest supporter of breast cancer awareness. But you know what though? Despite that, I'm not gonna break up for her. You know, I'm not gonna break up with my lady just because she used Costco better than cooking and she don't use fabric softener in the laundry, man. Because my ex broke up with me for the dumbest of reasons. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me because she wanted me to wait 90 days till it was time to do that love thing. And I made it. I made it to the finish line. When it was time to collect my trophy, when it was time to get my bouquet, she wanted me to use a condom. Ugh. I told her I can't use condoms because it messes with my pH balance. And by pH, I mean penis hardening. Because I'm 47 years old. A condom is like cock kryptonite. Whenever I put one on, I feel like a Vietnam veteran with both of his arms blown off from a dirty bomb. I can't sloop. My sex soundtrack is... She gave me the dishonorable discharge. So it was a good thing we broke up, man. Because I was a filthy mofo. She was so dirty, whenever she got it out of the bathtub, it looked like Saturn. You get it? Because she left a ring around it, man. This chick has Star Wars tiles and R2-D2 toothpaste. Now, that's not the reason why we broke up. The reason why we broke up, because at the time, you know what I'm saying, she's a younger lady, I'm an older man. At the time, she was 29 and I'm 42. And I was 42 at the time. I just don't have the same drive that I had like when I was a man in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I had the drive, the sex drive of a push-start engine on a 2026 Porsche, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, beating out the cops, breaking the speed limit, risking life for limb, running red lights. Now, 47 years old, my sex drive is like the crank start engine on a 1920s Model T box Ford car, 0 to 60. Never. Foreplay for me now was like this. Turn on the radio. I gotta start this old ass shit up again, man. Here we go. He's in the army now. Yeah, in the army. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy from Company B. That's my soundtrack in the sack. Because I'm 47 years old and I'm happy. Because a lot of times black people don't be living that long, especially black males. Between diabetes, police brutality, child support, and the COVID vaccine, we are an endangered species. And as you get older, your priorities start to change. When I was young, I used to want to get some sex. Now that I'm older, I just want to get some sleep, man. I don't need poo nanny, I need pillows. I don't need the booty, I need the blankets. I don't need titties, I need Tempur-Pedic. The sex goals change when you get older. When you're young, it's all about the orgasm. When you're a man over 40, peeing after the orgasm feel better than the orgasm. Cause nowadays, when I make love to my lady and I climax, I'm like, ooh, baby, that was good. Make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the crusts cut off, wheat toast only. But when I pee after that, I'm like, I'm like, baby, could you do that thing that made me pee after I came? It feels so wonderful. I need a cigarette and I don't even smoke. Newport Box 100s. You get strange injuries when you get older too, strange injuries. Like 2 weeks ago, I tore my ACL playing basketball in my dreams, man. I hit the game-winning shot, Curry. Now I gotta take ice baths instead of bubble baths, using Bengay like it's lotion, going on my date smelling hospital fresh. But I realized I was getting old when I realized I really do enjoy the taste of a pastrami Reuben. And for those that don't know, that's an old school sandwich with old school ingredients. It comes with Swiss cheese, Thousand Island, sauerkraut. That's convalescent cuisine. I have it every Thursday at 4 p.m. with a tapioca pudding and a yoo-hoo while watching the Golden Girls. I think Blanche is beautiful, and if they could bring her back to life, I would make her my boo-boo. Because Blanche got that boom, 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 boom. Thank you for being a friend. Booty, man. Blanche was beautiful, man. She was my first crush. She made me horny when I was 6 years old. And plus, older ladies don't play no games, man. They just like to have sex and die, man. Plus, they cook for you. They clean for you. Give you some of them soft, warm oatmeal, raisin cookies. You ain't never had cookies until you had grandma's soft, warm oatmeal, raisin cookies. I want to meet a lady so old, if I get her pregnant by accident, she would give birth to a college graduate. That baby go from maternity to fraternity immediately. Zuma cum baby, man. Now, as far as I know, I don't have any children, as far as I know. And my mom's always be getting on me, always pressuring me like, Mo, when you gonna make me some kids? Mo, when you gonna make me some grandkids? I said, when you let me have company past 10 p.m., I can't afford rent in hotels. My mother is a hater. This is preposterous, man. And it's the thing, like, my mother recently got saved. My mother recently found Christ. So she no longer fornicating. She no longer having sex in the house. So she's not allowed to have sex in the house. Nobody's allowed to have sex in the house. And this some bull, because my mother don't even go to church. My mother be sipping wine while watching YouTube sermons. My mother be sipping wine while watching T.D. Jakes, Tony Evans, and Joe Osteen. And I'm like, Dad, Mom, why you sipping wine? Are you watching church? She's like, what you talking about? This is the blood of Christ. This is record from the Bible. This is in Ecclesiastes. This is the Passover. I said, Mom, I understand that, but you drinking Pinot Grigio. It's the wrong color. And bad enough, it's not even a bottled Pinot Grigio. It's the box Pinot Grigio. That Franzia, you know what I'm saying? With the plastic bag on the inside, the spigot on the outside. She gonna run out of wine, fill up her glass, talk about only God can judge. God is my only judge. That's the wine spigot sound. That's also the sound that you should make when you pleasing your lady. I do need to have children, though. This is my last joke. I'm gonna let y'all go. I do need to have some kids, man. You know, as far as we know, that's how we live forever, man. Extending our genes and our legacy until Elon Musk makes the nanotechnology to make us immortal. But I'm gonna be too broke to afford those chips. So I gotta have some children, man. And I know I got a lady, but my lady 47. I'm 47. She can still have kids, but you can't mix old eggs with old sperm. You're gonna get elderly children, man. Baby gonna come out crying like Joe Biden. I need some milk. Let me sniff your hair. I need some milk. Baby gonna come out talking like John Witherspoon. Who in the hell didn't let me out this warm hole that I was in? I felt the 4 sips on my head and a bang, bang, bang. Baby gonna come out sounding like Morgan Freeman. And I was in the womb for a very long time, and the doctor introduced me to the cruel, cold world. That's why I gotta go to Africa, man. I gotta go to Africa to have myself a child with a beautiful chocolate African sister. And one reason I'm light-skinned, I'm trying to bring the darkness back to my genes and my lineage. But the real reason why I'm going to Africa to have myself a child with a beautiful chocolate African sister, because the infomercials in the 80s and the 90s, and Sally Struthers told me it only costs 25 cents a day to raise a healthy African black baby, man. That's only $7.50 per month. I can afford that. I pay more for Disney Plus, and I don't even watch it. Just like how I'm not gonna watch that baby, because my dad never watched me. I'm following in my father's footsteps, which happen to be not so big because he's only 5'6". He has very little shoes. And with that being said, that's enough of a workout, man. I gave y'all like almost like damn near 40 minutes of material, man. You know, and that's just scratching the surface of everything I had. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna be here every day, Monday through Friday, during the week, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm keeping this on YouTube. It's no longer called the Tap In Commuters Open Mic. I'm just calling this the Tap In. That's it. I tried the open mic style of it, and it just wasn't working for the time of day. But I still want to get my thoughts out. Still want to run some jokes. Y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what's good. Y'all let me know what's popping. You know what I mean? Leave your comments. Subscribe to the channel. Holla at y'all. And then the advice I always give to young comedians, man, is my bad for that long break, but do you pick your book as somebody super? Yeah, just want to let y'all go, man. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow at 4:30. Like I said, young comedians, there's no such thing as writer's block. If the comedy guys are not giving you anything to write, that's the comedy's guy way of telling you to work out the stuff that you already have written. Holla at y'all. Focus on the comedy. Stay out of the drama. Peace.